Peter Parker has 6 arms after he took an untested formula last issue, and he's more spider than ever. And because he never expected the potion to backfire, he never developed an antidote, and he thinks darkly of his future, of folks paying 25 cents to see the human spider, to see the freak. We're reading every Spider-Man ever, and this is the Amazing Spider-Man issue 101, A Monster Called Morbius. Before he can think of a plan, worried about Aunt May discovering his extra arms or the world finally seeing him as a monster, he gets a phone call. It's Gwen Stacy, who wants to take Peter out on a date to the movies to see something R-rated. Hint, hint. But he turns her down, claiming that he'll be out of town for a while, and she hangs up, thinking that it was something that she did. He then gets a phone call from the Bugle, where he's now a salaried employee. They have a job for him, a bank robbery, but Peter explains to them too that he'll be out of town, which is news that Jonah yells about but Robbie appreciates. He always felt that Peter needed to take care of himself. With time to think and no more phone calls to bother him, Peter Parker works out a solution and makes a call himself to Dr. Curt Connors. He explains that he's Spider-Man and that something has happened, that he needs to use Connors' place in Long Island. The doctor agrees and explains that there's a fully stocked lab there, that the key is under the mat. So as Spider-Man, Peter swings to the train station, although it takes a while to get used to the extra limbs and he crashes into a few buildings, and then he takes the train to Long Island. When he arrives, the house is creepy, and something is setting off his spider sense. He just can't figure out what. What he doesn't see is that a small distance from the house out at sea there is turmoil on a ship. The captain has turned up dead, and the crew blame the man in the hold. They've had nothing but bad luck since they found him adrift and rescued him, and so they go down into the ship with the intention of killing him, but their superior numbers mean nothing as the man is able to fight them off and flee, hiding until night comes. Because at night, that is when his full strength returns. That is when Morbius feeds. And so he does, picking off each crewmate one by one until they're all dead and he is fed. And then he mourns the monster he has become and dives overboard, coming ashore at a familiar house and sheltering in the attic as the sun rises. In that house, it has been 2 days and Spider-Man has yet to find a solution to his multi-arm problem. As night falls again, Morbius hungers and comes down into the house to investigate. He leaps at Spidey, who hasn't slept for 2 days and is caught off guard. As they fight, Spider-Man keeps trying to reason with Morbius, trying to understand him, and that puts him at a disadvantage to Morbius's animal-like hunger, and Spider-Man is defeated and knocked to the ground. But before Morbius can feed, a voice yells out from the doorway. It's Curt Connors returning to his home, and when Morbius runs to attack him, the stress triggers a transformation, turning Connors into the Lizard. Spider-Man wakes to voices above him and sees Morbius and the Lizard about to fight, and he's in the middle. Thanks for watching and joining me on this journey to read every Spider-Man comic ever. Next week it's Spider versus Lizard versus Vampire, but until that issue, here's a fun fact about this one. This is the first issue of Amazing Spider-Man that wasn't scripted by Stan Lee, with scripting duties going to Roy Thomas. Stan Lee will return though in issue 105 for 6 more full issues.